alive, 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 alive. Yes, I am alive. I can't see you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you. I'm not alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive when I'm immersed in art and politics, in the action of thinking, and the aestheticization of both as they come together as politics in art. I am alive. On the aesthetic education of man by Friedrich Schiller, who I often, as everybody knows, or most of the people, on the education, the aesthetic education of man by Friedrich Schiller. Yes, I'm alive. I'm alive to resolving conflict between sense and reason, and nature and reason. I'm alive to reveal the truth through the aesthetic, sensual knowledge of experience. I'm alive to the body and being in the world. I'm alive through play and imagination as a vehicle for education. I'm alive! I'm alive. Alive also to the ideas of morality and being part of the aesthetic sense of life as an ethical aesthetic. I'm alive to how this can bring art and politics together. I'm alive. Let me turn the page. There we go. I'm alive to how Jacques Rancière speaks of the fabric of sense and sensation in all humanity, and speaks of the aesthetics in play as an important ethical dimension. I'm alive in art and politics. I'm alive to how art and the idea of play moves across the realm of intuition and imagination. I'm alive to the arts as being autonomous by reason of their abstract aesthetic qualities. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive even to Karl Marx and art and their relation to the whole body that he believes in. I am alive to the sensuous wealth in art and intuitive knowledge. I am alive. I am alive to the need for qualities of the heart and soul. I'm alive to mind and body as one. Alive to the balance of mind and body and the sensuality of experience. Sense perception as sensual consciousness. A sensuous need in staying truly alive. I am alive to art and politics as they come together And a whole new concept arises out of the body politic and the form in art functioning together. I'm alive to form in painting as a stimulus to life and a sense of community. I'm alive to enabling a process of well-being. Marx himself understood this life force. I'm alive to this as essential to the structure of society. Above all, I'm alive to Friedrich Schiller, who influenced many philosophers. Goethe himself knew him in his entourage of philosophers and writers of the 18th century. All poets and artists are alive to him, Friedrich Schiller. I'm alive. My beliefs and way of life and the reason why I'm a painter and performer. I'm alive to Jacques Rancière. I'm alive to the politics of aesthetics. I'm alive also to the ethical dimension as art of the aesthetic, as a feeling, feeling liveliness deep in the body. I'm alive to a different way of thinking that Rancière taught me. I'm alive to Martin Heidegger, the sense of being and time, the sense of ontological investigation into the depths of experience. I'm alive to the time. I'm alive to the primal experience of being as being deep inside oneself, as a sense of deep feeling, standing aside from oneself, below and above, at myself. I'm alive to the being inside a being. Thank you. I'll read to you. Cheers. Cheers. To the primordial feeling of living in a different space. When I perform, when I paint, it's a similar way, similar form of expression, similar form of experience. Alive, being alive. I am alive to the flow of life, as Boris Groys, outside of commodification of art. The philosopher indicates, finding the point, where is the flow of what is real? Boris Groys told me that in his book. Then I'm alive. I'm alive to Terry Eggleton with his ideology of the aesthetic of life and art. I'm alive to his Marxist ideology. I'm alive to the whole body in art and the social coming together. I'm alive. I'm alive. And I continue to be alive by drinking water. And so, being alive, I would mention a quadruple object of Graham Harman, an American philosopher still alive, working in America. Seeing below the surface of objects and seeing the world alive as objects. There's a painting here somewhere that is alive with objects. There. Objects become alive, seeing below the surface of the world. Alive. This aliveness is the material of plaster and acrylic paint. The sense of materiality of the painting, plaster and paint having a life of their own. I'm surprised in the morning when I open the door of my studio and laugh out loud at the results that have taken place of the plaster as it runs down the surface of the canvas. And I laugh with pleasure. I'm alive to this kind of conversation. I'm alive to the abstractness of their communication. Alive from the depths of my consciousness. I'm alive to the aesthetics and nature of being, and the living work of art as means to bring art and politics and ethics together. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'd like now to quote something from Schiller. Herd mentality, alienation from nature, capitalist destruction of community, destruction of social relations through agency of money and technology. This is not living a life to the full. There needs to be a language of common experience, which is the aesthetic. I don't want to be, as in James Joyce's Blue of Ulysses, exacerbated by an onslaught of commodities and overwhelmed by the constrictions of life. I want to be free. Free to live an aesthetic life full of new forms and structures of a new reality through activity. To be in the world that Friedrich Schiller spoke about in his philosophy on the aesthetic education of man, when he speaks of the aesthetic being, a sense of both morality and form as a basis of living. I'm alive and more. In conclusion, here is something that I think people should know. From all the above, it has been evident that art and politics are strongly attached. During past centuries, art has developed oppressive regimes several times, but also been a catalyst for social revolutions and positive change. Some artists support political movements more overtly, but others' ideas are concealed in their work, and we have to be careful in order to discover hidden meanings. In each work of art is a result of its epoch, and we have to read the message through the right lens and filters that help us to understand circumstances of every period. Furthermore, every artist is a special individual whose experience has shaped his or her ideas and world view. We can never appreciate a work of art as including its frame. Moreover, we have to bear in mind the politics are a form of art in itself. The art of persuading, shaping social reality. So politicians could use any means of influence, like art creates, for example. Art provides us with pleasure, awakens consciousness, opens new windows in order for us to discover hidden facets of reality, create new ideas and advance social change. gives alternative interpretation of our surroundings, gives us a step to express ourselves. I'm alive, all this, and much more, very alive, and I continue to be alive, whatever happens in this terrible world of disaster, climate change, wars, children dying through no fault of their own, families separated, the world is in a mess. And it's my job and other artists' job to make note of this and express it through their work. I'm alive to this, and I will continue to be alive for at least 10 years!